I'm here today to talk to you about the Legal Advancement Programme from Thomson Reuters. The Legal Advancement Programme is a 4-month, entirely online programme that will help you be a better lawyer and help you be more attractive to employers when you finish your law degree. So the programme itself, as I said, is entirely online, and it's been developed by UK and Indian leading legal experts to give you the foundational and then onwards skills, so that when you finish your law degree and when you start your law career, that you can be as effective as you can be as quickly as possible. So this programme is aimed at law students who are coming towards the end of their law degrees. We'd expect you to have a good grounding in the law and a good grounding in civil procedure law, so that you would benefit the most from this programme. The course covers 5 main topics. The first topic is contract drafting, and then there's legal writing, legal research, trial advocacy, and civil procedure. Contract drafting looks at how to analyse contracts and how to amend contracts. It looks at drafting clauses and amending clauses and the things that you need to do to understand the whole contract and how that contract would be interpreted in the courts, should it ever get there. It will also teach you how to evaluate other people's contracts so that you can always analyse and understand exactly what's going to work and what's going to bring up problems and bring up challenges for your clients. Legal writing will teach you how to write in the most appropriate manner in a legal context. So your writing will need to be different if you're writing for a client or indeed for your manager. It will teach you sentence structure, paragraph structure, the use of verbs and the use of nouns, things to avoid, avoiding legalese, avoiding various terms that make your writing harder to understand. It will teach you how to evaluate your writing, and you'll be doing lots of writing of advice letters and summaries of research that you've done, so that you can know that by the end of this course that you'll be in a position to write in a really effective manner, in a really persuasive manner in all your client communications and manager communications. Legal research looks at how to research a problem. So academically, you would report your research findings and you'd go into the case law, you'd go into the very nth degree of detail about every case and every piece of research that you do. In practice, legal research is about finding a definitive answer or finding an answer that is as close as possible to answer the particular problem that you're faced with. So we will give you techniques on how to do that. We'll give you techniques on research and how to make sure you're finding the most appropriate answer as quickly as possible. So we'll look at sources and the hierarchy of sources and how to get the right information in the most appropriate way at the right time. And we'll also look at reporting your findings so that you're reporting what you're finding to your client or to your manager in a way that they can understand. Civil procedure will look at the entire dispute resolution system in India. We'll look at the levels of courts, and you will know where you are in the civil procedure at any time, so that you can better serve your client in a civil case. We'll also take you through the life cycle of a civil case, so that you'll be able to perform in a civil case, in a civil suit, much more effectively. And finally, with trial advocacy, we'll look at preparing for advocacy. We'll look at interim advocacy and how that's relevant and how you use that in an Indian context. And we'll give you an idea of what it's like in a court, how to act before a judge, how to act appropriately and effectively whilst you're performing your advocacy to get the right outcome or the best outcome for your client. The way you'll learn in this course is by being put in situations that a practicing lawyer is in regularly. So we teach you how to be a lawyer by putting you in situations that a lawyer is in. We call these scenarios. A scenario is a situation or has a situation in it. For example, you might be given a contract that you need to analyse. So in that scenario, you'd have a number of tasks that you need to perform. So you'd go through and analyse that contract and report those findings back, looking for particular issues and particular problems perhaps within that contract. Now, to help you do that, we have learning lessons in there that will walk you through the things that you need, the learning, the context, the knowledge that you need to perform the tasks. So we'll walk you through, in the contract example, the processes and steps you need to understand a contract. We'll give you checklists and we'll walk you through how to go through those step by step so that you know that at the end of that scenario, you will be able to analyze any contract that's given to you. When you get to the end of a scenario, you'll have an assessment, and that assessment will check that you've reached a good level of mastery in that particular topic. Now, each of these scenarios, and there are over 20 scenarios for you to go through across the topics, each of them will build your knowledge and build on each scenario before. So not only are you gaining the understanding from each scenario, but you're building and applying the skills that you've learned in the previous scenarios in the ones that you're going to apply. So that by the end of the course, you will have a good, strong and deep understanding of the topics that we are going through. Before you start, we'll put you through a test so that you can understand where you are with the skills and knowledge that you need to be a lawyer, but also so that we can understand where you are, so we know how appropriate the materials will be for you. At the end of the course, there's a final exam. The final exam will test that you can perform effectively as a lawyer across each of the topics that we've had in the entire course. At the end of that exam, you will get a certificate of completion. If you get 90% in that exam, you'll get a distinction, and that distinction will open up some other options for you. I'll come to those later on. The way you'll learn is by using some very innovative techniques that we've perfected over a number of years at Thomson Reuters. So we'll use video graphics and animations to help you get into the detail of the topics and the lessons that we're going to. You'll go through a number of these lessons in each scenario, and they'll bring to life the content for you. Each of these lessons has a transcript as well, so that you don't need to worry about having to necessarily take notes all the time. You can be sure that you have the transcript there as well, so that you can refer back to it later. And of course, the lessons are available once you've completed a scenario for you to go back to and refresh. So as well as the innovative learning lessons that we have live sessions that you can attend that will be run by legal experts from both the UK and India that will tell you and walk you through a practicing lawyer's approach to a particular scenario. We're going to run 4 of these across the period of the course, and you can sign on to them and communicate and interact with the expert to get your particular questions answered. So you can ask them beforehand, or you can type them in during the session, and the expert will respond to those questions. So as well as all the skills and the knowledge that you gain from the course, there are a number of other benefits as well that you'll get from completing this course. So there are career resources that you can use that will help you further your career and get started with your career in the legal profession. There's access to Westlaw India, and we'll be teaching you how to use Westlaw India, so you can use a very authoritative, trusted database of legal information to help you with your research. There is a portfolio builder. Now, a portfolio builder is very important because what it does is at the end of the course, you can choose from a number of tasks, such as writing a client letter or drafting a contract, and then perform that task based on the facts that we will supply, and then we will review that, and as long as it's meeting the criteria set from the course, then we will give that a stamp of approval and a stamp of authorization. And what that means is, when you go to interviews, you can say, I have proof that I can do what I say I can do. I have proof that I can write a letter to a standard that's good enough to be in a law firm practicing very quickly. So the benefit of that is that you can have a way of proving that you are much better than the other candidates because you have this portfolio. And of course you can also build this portfolio over time so that you can prove that you can do a number of different tasks based on the standards that have been set in the course, that are of course set by UK and Indian legal experts. As I said before, if you get over 90% in your final exam, then we'll give you an internship assistance. What this means is that we'll introduce you to law firms and to top law firms that we already have relationships with, and to get you in the door. Now, we're not saying we're going to give you an internship. What we'll give you is help to get towards that internship that you wouldn't get if you didn't complete this course. So in summary then, the main benefits of the course are when you complete your final exam, you will have a certificate that says you have completed this process and been through this course, and that proves that you are more capable than perhaps the other students who haven't completed this course. It proves that you can effectively draft contracts, that you can write in an appropriate manner, that your research is going to be effective in the practice of law. It proves that you can navigate the civil process in India, and that you can prepare and support your managers and your clients through interim and trial advocacy. So in short, the Legal Advancement Programme is going to help you to be outstanding and to be more effective more quickly when you start your legal career.